When complex legal matters arise, you need more than advice. You need strategy, speed, and certainty. Pryor, Zarnis & Wallace Law Firm can help by offering expert services across commercial law, dispute resolution, property, and estate planning, and more. So whether you're growing a business, protecting your assets, or navigating a legal challenge, Pryor, Zarnis & Wallace's team delivers practical, results-driven solutions. For trusted legal support, visit ptwlaw.com.au today. There's no ouzo talk without a bottle of ouzo, which is why we love the Greek providore. Get a real taste of the very best produce that Greece has to offer. From olive oils and delicious artisan sweets, to unique spirits, earthy herbs and memorable wines. Visit thegreekprovidore.com.au to see their delicious range. The Greek Providore, proud sponsors of the Ouzo Talk podcast.
Yassas and welcome to Greek News Global. I'm John Mangos. In this bulletin, wildfires continue to wreak havoc in Greece. Prime Minister Mitsotakis falls off his bike. 30 years since the murder of Solomos Solomou, and Greek long jumper takes gold in Birmingham. But first, new wildfires have erupted in Greece as the summer's extreme heat waves continue to create tinderbox conditions across Europe. Just days after Greek firefighters gained control of a deadly blaze in the Attica region, around 200 are tackling new outbursts southeast of Athens. At least 5 firefighters have been killed fighting the fires that have gripped Greece in recent days. Large parts of the south of the country are already at an extreme or very high risk of wildfires, with the risk zones expected to expand as temperatures reach 35 degrees Celsius later this week. More than 30,000 hectares have been scorched so far, according to the European Forest Fire Information System. Greek authorities declared a Category 4 threat in several regions, including Greater Athens, the Peloponnese, Crete and Attica. A 59-year-old man in Thessaloniki has been charged with repeated arson with intent after admitting he deliberately started 6 fires in Sindos. The man's been given a deadline to prepare his defence. He's expressed remorse and apologised, saying he'd become overwhelmed by his work. Security camera footage captured the alleged suspect's actions. The footage showed his car stopping by the side of the road. He gets out, walks towards dry vegetation, bends down and appears to set fire to dry grass. He's then seen returning to his car while the smoke becomes visible behind him. He's told prosecutors he started the fires as an act of stupidity and wanted to release the fatigue and frustration he felt from his job. This week marks 30 years since the murders of Tassos Isaac and Solomos Solomou in Cyprus, 2 deaths that became enduring symbols of the island's division and the struggle for reunification. On August 11, 1996, Tassos Isaac was beaten to death by Turkish nationalist demonstrators during a protest near the UN buffer zone at Dedinia. Just 3 days later, his cousin, Solomos Solomou, was shot dead by Turkish forces after he crossed into the buffer zone and approached a Turkish military position attempting to remove a Turkish flag. The images of both incidents shocked Cyprus and were broadcast around the world. Marking the 30th anniversary, the President of the Republic of Cyprus described the murders as a dark anniversary, saying the images remain evidence of what it called the brutality of the occupation. The President said Isaac and Solomou had become symbols of courage and of the right of Cypriots to live freely in their homeland. 30 years on, their deaths continue to resonate as Cyprus remains divided, with efforts to reunify the island still unresolved. Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis has been treated at a hospital in Chania, Crete, after suffering minor injuries in a cycling accident. Mitsotakis visited an outpatient clinic on Tuesday where he received first aid for injuries to his arm and several scratches. He was released shortly afterwards with his injuries described as minor. There are no further details about the circumstances of the accident, including where on the island it occurred. Still in Crete, and the Greek Coast Guard has carried out 3 consecutive rescue operations off the southern coast, bringing 147 migrants to safety. The operations took place south of Kalos Lemonas, an area that's become a regular crossing point for people attempting to reach Greek territory. The migrants are believed to have been travelling on boats from the Libyan or Tunisian coast, but details of their nationalities and the condition of the vessels have not yet been released. The rescues highlight continuing pressure on Greece's southern maritime border, with similar operations becoming increasingly frequent during the summer months. Police in Crete have broken a drug smuggling ring that sent at least 12 kilograms of marijuana and half a kilo of cocaine across the country, hidden inside boxes of toys by a parcel delivery service. A 21-year-old man was arrested in the town of Chania after taking delivery of parcels containing 4.5 kilos of marijuana and more than 100 grams of cocaine. A second delivery was found to contain nearly 8 kilos of marijuana and more than 300 grams of cocaine, again in toy boxes. Police say there's no information immediately available on where the drugs had come from. Local authorities on Paros say they've reached an impasse in managing bulky waste accumulating around garbage bins after a landfill fire led the site's operator to stop accepting such material. The island was placed under a state of emergency on safety and public health grounds. Residents have urged authorities to act, warning of health risks and possible new fires. Investigators have already declared the July 28 blaze likely began through spontaneous combustion. The traditional August political lull is being interrupted by a renewed focus from government officials on former Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras, according to analysis of recent political developments and polling trends. Government representatives have stepped up on television and online to target Tsipras, a strategy described as rooted in specific calculations, the first factor being polling. Recent surveys conducted before the summer recess reportedly showed Tsipras's party firmly established in second place, with qualitative indicators suggesting that position is unlikely to change. In measures such as which party provides the most effective opposition and potential voting intention, the party identified as Elas has outperformed PASOK. According to government sources, Tsipras's period in office continues to carry negative associations for a broader segment of voters than those who currently support New Democracy. This makes a direct confrontation with Tsipras an attractive strategy for drawing voters who may not back the government but do not want to see his return. Blood shortages are disrupting transfusions for patients with thalassemia and sickle cell disease across Greece, according to the Hellenic Thalassemia Federation. About 15 patients at Nikaia State Hospital have had transfusions postponed for a week, while 19 patients at Laiko Hospital and 20 at the University Hospital of Patras have not been transfused according to their treatment schedules. Delays have also been reported on Rhodes and Lesvos. A change to this year's census for Greeks. For generations of Greek Australians with increasingly diverse family backgrounds, describing their heritage in the census has meant narrowing their identity down to just 2 ancestry responses. That changed in this year's census, with Australians able to nominate up to 4 ancestries for the first time, a move expected to provide a more detailed picture of the size and changing makeup of the Greek Australian community. The Australian Bureau of Statistics says the expanded ancestry question lets people give a richer picture of their family background or cultural groups if they choose to. Greece has secured top honours with the US Travel Market Awards for yet another year, reinforcing its position as one of the most sought-after European destinations for American travellers, according to an official announcement by the Greek National Tourism Organisation. Greece won favourite country for the 7th consecutive year and best family-friendly multi-generational destination for the 4th consecutive year. Both annual awards recognise excellence across a broad range of travel categories, including urban, culinary and family destinations, alongside top airports, airlines, hotel chains and theme parks. Cleaning and maintenance work on the marble of the Panathinaikos Stadium, also known as Kalimarmaro, has begun, marking the first systemic restoration of the historic monument's marble in 120 years, since the first modern Olympics were held in Athens in 1896. Work started at the stadium's Sphendone, the horseshoe-shaped rear section, and is expected to finish by mid-September, ahead of the torchlighting and handover ceremony for the Dakar 2026 Youth Olympic Games. Work will then continue across the entire stadium, with completion by the end of the year. Hellenic Olympic Committee President Isidoros Kouvelos said in a statement the committee was particularly proud of the project to be carried out under architect-archaeologist Manolis Kores and Culture Ministry conservators. Archbishop Makarios of Australia has used International Youth Day to issue a message, highlighting the importance of recognising young people, not merely as the hope for tomorrow, but as active and creative participants in the life of the Church and of society. The Archbishop noted youth has rightly been described as one of the most creative periods of human life. He stressed the energy and potential of young people should not be regarded solely as a promise for the future, but as a precious gift that can bear fruit from today. In his message, he said, "Let's enlighten the steps of our young people, bless their endeavours and grant them strength to build a world better than the one we are handing on to them." John Adjamus's former chief financial officer has told a court about the severe financial stress of running businesses which the failed pub baron used to fund a lavish lifestyle in the lead-up to the $1.8 billion collapse of his hospitality empire. Alexandra Andruska, who has worked with Adjamus since 2012, told a federal court examination into his former boss's financial activities that it was a complete mystery what happened to money invested in the former KPMG Partners Public Hospitality Group. Adjamus was declared bankrupt last October, owing $1.8 billion to creditors. Andruska's evidence painted a picture of a tangled web of businesses under near constant financial stress, but where Adjamus used funds to maintain a lavish lifestyle. To sporting news now, and Miltos Tentoglou has made European athletics history, winning his 4th consecutive European outdoor long jump title with a leap of 8.44 metres in Birmingham. The Greek Olympic champion entered the final as the favourite after comfortably qualifying with an 8.26 metre jump. Tentoglou's winning jump came on his 4th attempt. He'd already opened with 8.27 metres, followed by jumps of 8.19 and 8.27, before producing the decisive 8.44 metre effort. Yannis Antetokounmpo will miss Greece's upcoming FIBA World Cup qualifiers against Ukraine and Spain as he continues his return to competitive basketball following an injury-hit season. The 31-year-old wanted to represent Greece in the upcoming qualifying window, according to national teams manager Dimos Dikoudis, but the decision was made because of concerns over the physical risk of returning to high-intensity competition after several months without a game. Antetokounmpo played only 36 games for the Milwaukee Bucks last season, and he hasn't appeared since mid-March. He recently joined the Miami Heat and is expected to focus on his gradual return to full fitness ahead of the 2026-2027 NBA season. And that's it for this edition of Greek News Global, recorded on the 14th of August 2026. I'm John Mangos. Γεια σας και να είστε καλά.